Okay, as the University of Arizona representatives are making their way to the dais, we ask you to please identify yourself by media outlet and by name. We have microphones on each aisle right here. And we will begin with an opening statement from Coach Miller.
Well, first, I just want to congratulate St. Mary's on an incredible season. We have a history with them, and I think there was a number of stories written about it, in that we had scrimmaged them, for 3 of the last 4 years. So these guys, they really knew how good St. Mary's was. I almost feel like in a small way that helped us tonight, because not until you're actually playing against them do you realize how physical they are, how good they are, both on offense and defense. And, Randy Bennett, he does as good of a job with his team and program as any coach. I look at this as one of the great wins we've had in the tournament because of the team that we beat, and we respect them a great deal. In terms of us tonight, we hung in there. It was really like a microcosm of our entire season. Raleigh Alkins dislocated his finger on his shooting hand. Kadeem dislocated his finger, and, it popped out a couple weeks back. But, when you do that as a freshman and you're in the NCAA tournament, you leave the game, number one, it's not easy to come back into the game, but to come back in the game and play well says a lot about Raleigh, and, really ditto for these 2 guys that are up here. Lowry's post defense was terrific down the home stretch. And, the identity and the characteristics of our team are this guy right here to my right. He's as hard a playing guy as I've seen, and he won't let his team lose to some degree. And I thought his mentality defensively finally caught on, and we got some stops. So thrilled to be playing, and we beat a really good team tonight. Nobody knows that more than the 3 of us.
Okay, we will now open up to questions for our student athletes. 3rd row left.
Kareem Copeland, AP. Kareem, what changed in that second half? What adjustments did you make, number one? And number 2, what was the feel around the team and in the locker room at halftime after they had kind of got off to that hot start and led by 10 points at one point?
We know coming to this game we had to be the most physical and grimiest and nastiest team and get the most rebounds. So, going into halftime, we know we weren't playing our best basketball in the first half, and coming out in the second half, we just kept confidence and kept playing the game and just kept battling it out.
Okay, 3rd row to the right.
RJ Beatty of RushTheCourt.net. Lowry, can you just talk about the progress you made playing against Jock as the game unfolded? It seemed like you got a lot more comfortable dealing with him both on offense and defense.
I got a little bit more comfortable when the game went on, but I just try to be as physical as I can and don't let him get the ball. But of course he can get it sometimes, and he's a good player. So.
Okay, 2nd row to the left.
Hi, Lynn Worthy from the Salt Lake Tribune. St. Mary's had, coming into the tournament, 2nd best scoring defense in the nation. Were you guys able to get going in the second half where you shot, I think, over 50%? We're getting to the free throw line. What changed? What did you guys sort of find that started working?
We just came out and just did what we did. We believe in the system where we have, and we believe in each other as players, and we believe in our coaches. And, we just kept battling it out through the whole game, and we just came out on top.
Our advantage was driving. Our advantage, I think, eventually was to be able to get the ball inside. And I think getting the ball to the basket, whether it be on the drive or post catch, we delivered. We scored, we got fouled, and I think that was a big difference. In the first half, we weren't nearly as good at getting the ball on drives and into the post, whereas in the second half we were. And these guys, they both were a big part of that.
Third row to the right.
Kadeem, all the players, all your teammates have been praising you this whole week for the leadership you've provided. Can you just talk about your impressions of the freshmen and what you think and what you've seen from them over the course of the year?
They're phenomenal. They're phenomenal. You know, throughout the whole season, you know, we face adversity and they've been a rock of the team all year. You know, with me being a senior leader and the confidence that my teammates give me, my coaches give me, I just try to carry it on to the court and just try to bring it every day for these guys. But the freshmen, you know, like I said before, they're just like the rock of the team, and they just follow and do a great job.
Okay, we have time for one more question for our student athletes. Okay, back row.
Lowry, going against Jock, how do you evaluate your performance and what adjustments did you have to kind of make, especially defensively against him?
Like I said, don't let him get the ball. So that's the best way to keep him away from scoring the ball. So that's what I try to do.
Okay, with that, we will excuse our student athletes. Congratulations, gentlemen, and best of luck next week.
Let's get out of here.
And now we'll open up the floor for questions for Coach Miller. Second row, left.
John Kuhn, Sports Exchange. In the second half, you know, Alonzo Trier just took over the game offensively. At halftime, he hadn't scored any points. He'd missed all 4 shots he took. Second half, he had 14 points, several critical baskets and free throws. What kind of changed for him after halftime that he was really able to assert himself on offense?
Yeah, you know, I think Lonzo, he wants to play well so bad that today, and this really isn't his makeup, but today, you know, he didn't have the confidence that he usually has, and a couple things went bad. I mean, for example, I think on the first play of the game for him, he was running down the sideline, and he caught the ball out of bounds. You know, it's that old line, Zoe, the line doesn't move. It's there, come on now. And but I think that it kind of set the tone where, you know, it wasn't anything other than, you know, I think he's been thinking about this moment for a long time, wants it very badly, and once in a while it can work against you, and it did for a period of time. But again, like a lot of things on our team, he put that behind him at halftime, and like your point's well taken. He had 0 points in the first half. He had 14 points in the second half, and he really got going. I almost feel like the difference in the game was his offensive outburst there, maybe midway through the second half. But he regained his confidence, and when he's confident offensively, certainly our team is a lot better. But I give him a lot of credit. Like Raleigh and really our team, things weren't bright in the first half for many of the moments of the game. But I think it's our depth of experience of all that we've been through this year, the fight that we've had from start to finish, you know, has really prepared us well for a game like today in this tournament, because nothing's easy in this tournament. The unexpected happens, and you have to be able to fight through it to get there. And tonight was as big of a fight as we've had all season long. Again, we beat an excellent team.
Okay, third row to the left.
Kareem Copeland, AP. Sean, did you change something schematically that allowed you guys to drive better in the second half and get to the post better in the second half? And also, what did you see from the guys in the first? Were their spirits still up? Were you ever worried that their mental state wasn't where it needed to be?
Yeah, you know, I think midway through the first half, especially when Raleigh got injured, you know, we lost our confidence for a little bit. We really did. I mean, you had Alonzo, who wasn't himself, Raleigh out of the game. You know, Landell, he's one heck of a low post player, and he got off to a great start. You know, if I'm not mistaken, he had 8 field goals. I'm going to say that he had maybe 5 of his 8 field goals in the first 8 minutes of the game. So if you look at the rest of the game, we did a much better job against him. And Lowry, you know, he said he tried not to let him get the ball. Lowry's quickness, in addition to his size, I think at least forced him away from the basket more, and at least gave us a better opportunity to defend him, because he's a terrific low post player. But on offense, we really tried to run our drive plays, our post up plays, and our players did a really good job. You know, whether it be Raleigh, Kadeem, Alonzo, and then inside Duson, you know, Chance, Lowry. I think those guys really got fouled and delivered on those drives and post ups.
Okay, back row, middle.
Kyle Goon, Salt Lake Tribune. Sean, did Riley have to lobby to get back in the game once he was wrapped up? Did he say anything to you, and what effect do you think it had on the team with him returning?
It had a great effect because of how well he's playing, and he played well again tonight. If he didn't return to the game, I don't know if we would have had enough to win, but we believe in Raleigh. You know, Justin Kokoski, our trainer, and Raleigh both felt he could come in the game and play, and he did. But got to be one tough kid to pop your finger back midway through the first half, come out on your shooting hand and play the rest of the game. You know, as great as he played 2 nights ago, that says a lot more about Raleigh and what he was able to do tonight. And anybody that's played the game and has suffered a hand injury like that knows how difficult it is to do what he did.
Third row, right?
RJ Beatty at rushthecourt.net. Coach, you said in Las Vegas that the 3 is death in tournament play, and you held St. Mary's to 5 of 21 tonight. What was the key to doing that, and just how hard is it to do that against them?
Well, North Dakota really prepared us for tonight. You know, they made 10 threes. They were a very difficult team to defend. They have a number of players like St. Mary's that can shoot the 3. And I think our players learned, you know, a team like that who moves the ball and has such great movement, you know, your margin for error is razor thin. But we really took the last couple of days and talked about that, worked on it, you know, really tried to show a lot of film, make that an emphasis. And, you know, minus a couple, and I'm sure St. Mary's maybe missed a couple that they had, but we defended the 3-point shot really well tonight, for sure. Big reason we won.
Okay, last question. Fifth row.
Randolph Fairbairn, KSL. Coach, what were some of the things tonight you really liked that you felt like this will get us more games to play in this tournament? And then some things where you were like, if we keep playing like that, it's not going to be a few more games for us.
I'll just answer the first one. You know, resiliency. It's never goes as expected. Teams make runs. You know, we have a very good record. You know, St. Mary's is 29-4, so they're a great team. They know how to win as well. So, you know, the ups and downs of the 40 minutes. There's times when a team's going to go on a run. There are times when we're not going to play well, and it's so much about the next play and being able to just continue to stay focused on what makes us a good team. And you know, tonight was a real test of that, that we could kind of get back to doing things better that maybe we weren't doing well. Getting the ball inside, drives, and you know, really quietly, we've done a great job of taking care of the ball. We played with single-digit turnovers in both of these games, and that's big as well.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations and best of luck next week.
Thanks.
begin with a opening statement from Coach Randy Bennett.
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of our team. These guys, Joe and Dane, our seniors, they're awesome. Never had better leadership on a team. Never had a group of guys that's been 1 through 15 as squared away, have as good attitudes as this group. I'm not saying it's the best team or anything like that, just as good as you can be as a team. We pretty much had them for 2 years, but the young guys came in, did a great job. And so we played well tonight. We lost to a really good team, good program, really well coached, and they just got us down the stretch. But you know, it was a good college basketball game. Like I said, I could not be more proud of this group that I coached.
Okay, we'll open up for questions for the student athletes. Third row left.
Calvin, they obviously started attacking the basket a little stronger in the second half. What changed from your guys' perspective as far as what they were doing on offense?
It seemed like they started hitting some tough shots at the end. I mean, in the first half, it felt like we did a pretty good job on defense, first like 10, 14 minutes or so. And we were forcing them into taking tough shots, and it seemed like they were only really scoring when they got offensive rebounds. And then second half, it seemed like they were a little bit more aggressive attacking the paint. And we just got to do a better job of limiting that.
Okay, second row left.
For Jock, Lynn Worthy from the Salt Lake Tribune. After that fast start, did they start doing different things to sort of slow you down offensively? Were you just sort of trying to get other people involved, or what sort of changed after you got off to such a fast start scoring?
No, I think that they just started fronting me on the post a lot more, making it tough for me to catch, and I was catching it out a lot further, which was my fault. I have to do a better job of getting deep catch. But, I mean, our guys are getting wide open shots, and I felt like we were moving the ball pretty well in the first half. So, yeah, no, it was nothing out of the ordinary. We're used to that stuff, but we just didn't hit shots at the clip we usually do.
Third row left, please.
RJ Badia, rushthecourt.net. Jock, can you just talk about your impressions of Lowry today after playing him?
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. I felt like we took him off the three pretty well. And, I mean, our fours, Dane is one of the best defenders I've ever seen. He did an awesome job, and so did Fitz and Kyle. But he's an athlete, and he has a nice drive to the basket game and stuff like that. So I felt like he wasn't getting the threes like he usually does, and then he just took it to the rack. But, I mean, I think that our guys did an absolutely unbelievable job on him, keeping him quiet for the most part. But, yeah, I think he just got to the line a few too many times in the end, and that was probably team defense. We needed to help out our fours a bit more, and, yeah.
Second row to the left.
John Coon, Sports Exchange. Calvin, in the second half, as a team, you guys had only 2 points off of turnovers. The inability to finish and get after getting turnovers, how much did that hurt the momentum for the team when you were trying to kind of hold them off?
I think that one play at the end where Joe stole the ball and pitched it back to Tanner for a three, kind of like summed up the game a little bit for us and how we played so hard. And Joe forces that turnover like we never quit. And right down to the end, I thought we were gonna win still, till like the last 30 seconds or whatever. But and then yeah, like Jock said, we didn't make shots tonight like we normally do. So it's just, I think we fought really hard.
Do we have any more questions for our student athletes? Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much, and congratulations on your season. And now we will open up for questions for Coach Bennett. Okay, back right there.
Randolph Fairbairn, KSL. Coach, if this wasn't the most physical game you've played this year, was it close to it? I mean, just the banging inside, the banging and back and forth.
I mean, they're big, so they're physical defensively. They're big. I don't know. We played some other ones physical. They're physical. It was a physical game. Was it the most physical? Probably not.
Third row, left.
Vic from the Chronicle. You guys were 5 of 21 from three-point range. Was that something they were doing, or maybe just like Jock said, missing open shots, or what was your take on your three-point shooting tonight?
My take on it was we didn't make enough, but yeah, I think it's something they're doing. They close out hard. They work at it. They'll give you threes, but they're flying at you when you shoot them, and they're pretty athletic, so they can get a big hand up there. Some of them we just, we didn't. We had some open ones we needed to make. Sometimes the game comes down to that. You got to hit some open shots. So we played well. We didn't play quite well enough to win. And a big part of our game is shooting the ball from three, and we didn't shoot it well enough.
Third row, middle.
Yeah, Mark Purdy from the San Jose Mercury News. Randy, now that Arizona and Gonzaga have made it through, they're going to come to San Jose next week. If the seeds hold, they'll meet. And that I'm not going to ask you to tell me who you think will win, but could you tell me how you think that game will be decided if they do meet, given your perspective on the thing?
Let me think of something here. I really haven't thought about that. It'll be a good game. I mean, those two, they're similar. They're both teams play with good bigs. Both teams have good guards that are good size, athletic. They both guard you. It's a pretty even game. It'll be a good basketball game. I think those two, I don't know, top 8 teams in the country probably.
Fifth row, middle.
Greg Hansen, Arizona Daily Star. How much of a factor is it that Arizona had the 3 bigs to run at Landell?
Yeah, I mean, it's a factor because they can, when they get one in foul trouble, they can bring another one. And they're not afraid to be physical with him because they're not afraid to get in foul trouble. So, yeah, they have a lot of, they have four bigs. I mean, Markkanen's another one. So all 4 of those guys are good size and good defensively, and they can wear you out. And I think to be good, you need to have that because you're going to come across when you get down the last 32 or 16 teams, the other team's going to have some bigs. And every time we've gotten in this tournament and advanced at all, that's what we've run into. So you're going to have to have a way to stop those guys. Like there's going to be a Lawndale, or there's going to be a Markkanen, there's going to be somebody, there's going to be Karnowski. That's why those teams are in the final 32 or final 16. It's hard to get there, but when you do, you're going to see some bigs.
Any more questions for Coach Bennett? Okay, we got one right here, please.
Second straight game that Krebs gave you a lift off the bench. Is that a silver lining for this tournament that he's kind of stepped up the last 2 games?
There's a lot of silver linings for this tournament. Like I said, it's team special, but these guys got to participate in the best tournament of the, at the end of the year. You're playing the 68 best. We advanced to the final 32. That experience is so valuable. And we came into this tournament, nobody had played in it, but the experience of playing in these games under this pressure against good teams is just so valuable. And for Tanner to play that well, he played exceptional. He's been coming on. Yeah, he looked like a real player in this tournament. I was really happy for him. I was glad that he could, when the lights were on in this big a stage, he is able to step up and play under pressure. And he really helped us. He really helped us win the VCU game, and he really helped us tonight.
Any more questions for Coach Bennett? All right.
Thank you.
Coach, thank you. I just kind of, I don't know if you were just kind of moving your paper quarter away from the microphone as it was being passed back, but I want to make sure. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you.